rail shipments grind to a halt as Canada's two biggest railways lock out thousands of workers. Good evening and thank you for joining us. After months of increasingly bitter negotiations, CN Rail and Canadian Pacific Kansas City locked out more than 9,000 workers across the country today, including nearly 100 people in Thunder Bay.
But the federal government has swiftly intervened. The Labour Minister announced late this afternoon that he's sending the two sides to binding arbitration. Before that announcement was made, Jayden Billick visited both local picket lines today. He joins us now in studio. Jayden, what was the mood of those locked out employees?
Ryan, workers here in Thunder Bay made it very clear that they would much rather be working than walking the picket lines. The local chair for Teamsters Division 243, John Strapick, says this isn't a great situation for anybody. But unfortunately, this is the route they needed to take in order to gain a better balance with their on and off-duty lives. Picketers standing on the front line say they just want to go back to work. But as their contract ended January 1st, negotiations have stalled between the rail companies and the Teamsters Union, which represents the 6,000 CN workers and 3,000 CPKC employees. These workers on the picket line outside the CP station feel they need to stand up in order to preserve public safety, streamline their scheduling, and bring about changes to regulatory rest in order to create a better work-life balance.
You have to understand that the people that work at the railroad, it's a 24/7 operation. We don't shut down for weather, COVID, we don't shut down. You hear a lot of people say life and the railroad don't mix, and it's true. Like you get a call and 2 hours later you have to be at work. What's been happening with the regulatory rest, some people are getting sent off to Ignace or they're away from home terminal. They're stuck there for 48 hours and the company won't pay them. So it's wrong. You know, you're supposed to have a work-life balance, and it hasn't been happening the last little bit. So that's what we're fighting for.
This historic event of Canada's first full stoppage of freight trains will negatively impact the local and national economy, as the combined companies haul about $1 billion in goods daily. Here in the Northwest, there's close to 100 engineers and conductors impacted in Thunder Bay, around 60 in Schreiber, and just over 100 in Kenora. The workers say they're proud of their jobs nonetheless and just want to improve safety for everyone.
And we strive on being safe, well-rested, and we want to work. We want to move this traffic. We want to see the grains. We want to toot the horn at the kids at the marina. That's a great feeling to see these kids, you know, give you a little hoot but we can't do that sitting on the picket line. This is the way we have to start doing this and let people honk for us this time. But yeah, overall, we just want this strike to be over. We want to have a win-win for both.
Jayden Billick, TBT News.
And again, the government has now sent this matter to binding arbitration. We'll have more on that later in the news hour.